Hello, it's Martin here again. Welcome to another episode of converting Larry the Landy into an Overland camper. Now, on the last video, I was showing you that I'd finished the plywood walls that's over all the insulation. So now I've got to move on. So first thing I've done is put Danish oil onto all the exposed ply. Now this I put on with a roller. And it's a Danish oil I've not used before, but I'm quite happy with it because it's designed to sit more on the surface. In past, I've used Danish oil and it sinks right into the wood, and you have to do loads and loads of coats before you start getting a nice sheen. Whereas just with two coats on here, it's sitting on the surface and it's giving like a sort of a satin finish to it, like you've varnished it, but it's actually treated wood as well. So I'm quite happy with that. Might have to give it another coat, let it dry off a bit more and see what happens. And then I can put the trims back round the windows and the vents and all that sort of thing. So now I can get on to building the internal structures. So I bought some 12mm plywood, and so it's fairly structural, so hopefully I won't need much of a framework for it. So I've got to put in a wall here for the bathroom and a return with a door there. I've got the seats to make and the kitchen to make. So that's my next thing. Okay, so I've actually done quite a lot of work now, and I've got the bathroom in. I've got the basic outline of the kitchen. I've done the sofa base, but what it highlights from what I've done so far is what I always think, that you need to be fairly flexible as to how you're going to do things and exactly how they're going to be put together, because things change, obstacles get in the way and you've got to overcome them. So I'll take you around in a moment and you can see what I've done and the sorts of problems that I had to overcome. But as I say, keep in mind the general picture, but don't be too rigid as to how you're going to do it, because you've got to make it up as you go along quite often. So let's have a look and see what I've done. I mentioned earlier that the wall for the bathroom here is fairly structural 12mm ply, but it still had a lot of give, and so it needed to be strengthened a bit. So what I've done is put these uprights in either side, screwed to the wall, and then the ply is sandwiched between the two to give it some rigidity. I've also got this upright here, which is a substantial bit of wood too, because the door hangs from there, and that forms the nice return. So this is the bathroom. The toilet there, that is just borrowed out of my existing van at the moment. I will make another composting toilet for here. If you want to know how to make these composting toilets, if you look through my previous videos, there is one of how to make a composting toilet really cheaply, and so much better than chemical toilets really are. The basin will fit in the corner there, and this is going to be a wet room, so the flooring and up the sides and over the wheel arch will be linoed out with sealant all the way around it, so that it seals that all up, so that you just need one plug hole in the middle and you can just scoot the water out. You might as well, because if you have a shower tray, chances are you're going to be parked somewhere that's the opposite slope to the way that the plug hole is, and so you end up having to scoop it all out anyway. Also, to make it easy to get the toilet in and out for when you have a shower and when you want to give it a good clean, I've put this door in the side here, and so that opens, and when you open the back door, this back door here, it just pivots out, so you don't have to lift it up over the work surface, turn it around and get it out the door. So nice and easy to get that out. On this side we've got the kitchen, and that's a 12-volt compressor fridge there. Reused some of the kitchen doors, and also use the drawer fronts to make sort of a kick plate area as well. Now originally I wanted to have this sink over this side, but I realised that you've got to have the fridge up over the wheel arch, and therefore there's not enough space to drop the sink in. I could have put the fridge over this side, but I wanted this area here for fuel cans and things, and there is a door to the outside there as well, so I wanted to have that area, so that meant having to put the sink over this area instead. Other side of the cupboard is a place for boxes to put your food and things in. Now this sink, it cost me £21, brand new. If you buy a camper van sink, you could add £100 or £200 to that price. So it's really worth shopping around and getting something like this. It even comes with a soap dispenser that fits into one of the pillars, and then you put a tap into the other pillar side there. So as I say, the cooker is going here. We've got a Coleman stove to run, and by chance the space behind the fridge just happens to be exactly the right size to take the cooker. So when you're traveling, you can drop that down behind the fridge and it's completely out of the way, and when you want work surface space, then you can drop it away and it just stores perfectly in that spot there. There's a vent there and a matching vent in the floor, and so when you've got the cooker, go in, you're drawing up fresh air, and you can put the fan on the vent there, and you've got a constant flow of air. You're not building up any carbon monoxide or anything like that. Up above the kitchen work surface is this drop down cupboard that I've made. That was a set of shelves that we had in the kitchen before we had the new kitchen put in, and so I've sort of cut it around a bit, changed the shape, used one of the shelves as the door here, put in an extra door, and just generally made a nice little storage unit up above the sink. I've also made this sofa, and that's slatted so that it slides out and back again for making up the bed, and that will come across to where I'm going to have seats on the other side to make up the bed. But once I've done the other side, we can talk more about that. I've fitted these water tanks in now, so I've got one on one side, the other on the other, 60-litre tanks, and what I've done, I've joined them together with this pipe. Now this is a pipe that you would use for connecting rain butts together, but it's nice and big so that doesn't matter whether you fill on that side or on that side, the tanks will equal out. I used to have two tanks in a boat that had only got a 15mm pipe between the two, and you'd fill up one side and the water would start coming out of the filler, and you think you're full up, and then it would go down as the water gradually filtered along to the other tank. So with this bigger pipe, it should balance out quite easily. So these tanks, they come with the fittings. So you've got the filler fitting here, and then you've got the air pipe to let the air out there. And then you've got an outlet as well, but you have to drill holes out yourself to put them in. So I'm quite pleased that both tanks are completely full of water and I've got no leaks at all. Generally, when you're putting in stuff that you want to keep water out, like roof vents, windows, these tanks, things like that, if they leak first time, you know, you really got a problem, and you really need to start again. You need to go right back to the beginning and start again. If they don't leak first time, then they're going to stay like that forever. That's my experience. So fortunately, I had various cutters to cut all the different size holes that are needed, but what I didn't have was the right size cutter to put the inlets where you undo the cap on the outside. So I had to buy a new one to cut that hole. What I didn't realise when I ordered them was that the arbor, this part here, is a different size to all these others. These are much smaller than this one. So what I had to do to save time and money was weld a drill in, and that worked fine. So in the end, so this big one here cuts the hole for the diesel heater turret. So the diesel heater is just loosely in at the moment, but that turret goes, it's nice and thick like that. The round bit goes down through the floor, and so you've got no problems with the hot exhaust going through the floor. So that cut that out. I've also just temporarily put in the water tank, the water pump, and that works okay. I have got this pressure vessel which actually came with this van, which I'm thinking of putting into the system. It's supposed to even out the pulsing of the pump. I've never used one before, so I don't know how well they work, but I've never really found a problem with the pulsing. But seeing as I've got one of these pressure vessels, I thought I might as well put that into the system. So it'll go from the tank to the pump to the vessel, and then it'll split off so that one way will go to the bathroom and one way will go to the kitchen. As I say, I've already got the diesel heater location sorted out as well. That will need to be plumbed in. So underneath the seats, that area is more or less sorted out now. So what I've got to do now is build the platform that goes between the seats and almost goes up to the step height to get into the cab. So that will be my next video of doing that and doing the seats on this side. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to know when the next video is coming out.